Louisiana definitely has a mystique to it.
There's crawfish, mud riding, good times.
All the things that we enjoy doing in our backyard.
It's sportsman's paradise.
We're going to catch frogs. We're going to be hanging out with snakes right next to alligators.
Something about all that Louisiana voodoo.
It seems like everything has to be done in the dark when you do it in the swamp. It's like the creepiest place to be at night.
Nasty, murky water. A lot of times they got wasp nests the size of your head.
Cypress trees, Spanish moss.
Super swampy, super snaky, super alligatory.
A treacherous body of water.
Just this backwoods, swampy place where you can get lost and can end up eating. It's literally just a weekend in Louisiana for us. Right, frog season, full effect. Alligator season, full effect. Snakes everywhere, swamps are full. So we've rigged our boat completely out front to back with Baja Designs lights. There's one thing that I know about a swamp, there ain't no telling what's out there. The only option is to light it up. It never fails that if you're gonna do something fun in the swamp, it's gotta be at night.
Man, seeing is everything when it comes to being out in the swamp. There's so many dangers.
Heavily populated with alligators and snakes.
Long as we've been growing up, this is the first time that we're really gonna have some crazy good lighting to get out in the swamp and have fun. We're gonna have some special guests this time. Baja Designs coming down to hang out with us Friday and Saturday night in the swamps of Louisiana to see how we do here at S3.
It's just natural that anytime somebody new comes here, we're gonna try to scare the crap out of them.
For sure, scare them from somewhere.
If you're not paying attention, you're not on your toes, you're gonna get got. And I was trying to get them.
Bro, what are you doing?
They're supposed to come around one direction towards the fence, and they never came.
Change strategies, Logan. Go stand by this door, and I'll go get them.
They heard some racket coming from the other shop and went around the opposite direction of where I was.
My name is Jessica Tiller, and I am the sponsorship and events specialist for Baja Designs.
My name is Chris. I'm the marketing manager at Baja Designs.
We got dinner reservations at 5:30 and it's 5 o'clock, so we got to be moving. Bro, why me?
We still tried to get them, but it wasn't as good as it could have been.
So far, so good, man. We're just hanging out, waiting on DH to get back with his race car, and then we go do some Louisiana things.
Quentin, can you skin a frog?
Jessica kind of knows. She's been around us before. She knows how wild we are.
You have to condition it.
I came from California. I thought that's what you do. They said condition it. I have conditioner.
Chris has no idea what he's fixing to get into.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to experience whatever we're going to experience. Get on that boat.
Over there. I do know he's got some sweet Vans on. The only thing about Vans, they ain't set up for frog grabbing. The guys from Baja had a great idea. They brought GoPro handles along with their S1s and S2s to make their very own frogging lights. S1, 2, and even the S3 Frog Edition. Let's do it.
Baja Designs is a company based out of San Diego, California. And we started talking about how can Baja Designs get more involved with the southern market.
We run their light bars on our cars, on our Jeeps, on our trucks.
One of the conversations led to, let's get you guys on our boat, let's put some lights on it, and let's catch some frogs. And it was sketchy at best.
We just got here and already spotted alligators.
Quentin lost his plug. We've been here 47 seconds. No plug for the boat.
Maybe we'll get in this water.
Honestly, there's no way for them to have a better Louisiana experience than have it with our group. We got the lights dialed on the boat. We got the lights dialed on the truck. We ready to go live.
So we're going to launch the boat in the water. At first we couldn't get the boat off the trailer.
We're all getting excited. We're getting giddy to get out there. And
believe it or not, they trusted us that whatever we told them, they were gonna give it a try.
I might be a bit naive for doing that, but I'm pretty sure that they would not intentionally put my life in danger.
The front end's floating. I need some weight on that front end.
We get really close to the edge, but maybe not on the edge.
Make that sacrifice, buddy.
And I gotta give it to the guys. I mean, they didn't give up.
I can't reach it.
They were on a mission.
No, just shut the whole thing.
Got the boat off the trailer, and we got on the water.
So that was our first hour of the trip. It kind of ended up perfect after we figured out the logistics of getting the boats in the water.
Come on. A swamp is a weird, weird place.
Swamps.
wooded, like creepy kind of area with fog. Bruh, don't end up in that water.
Bugs chirping everywhere. There's
Cypress knees
Snapping turtles.
and creepiness and slithering creatures all through there.
birds roosting in the trees above you and making noise, looking down on top of you when you're on the boat. Frogs croaking in the grass.
That's where you find all the alligators and snakes.
Man, a swamp is a crazy place.
It's not the place for yuppies, for sure.
Left.
A frog?
I like the thought of frog gigging.
You grabbing him or you want
Yeah, I'll grab it. There's a couple of different ways that you can catch a frog.
I can't hold him. Oh, you had him? Yeah.
There's frog grabbers.
When you hit the frog, it triggers like a clamp.
First one of the night. Go, boy!
But I'm not a fan of reaching down in the swamp and trying to grab a frog.
Bro, you think that ain't a big snake? There's frog gigging, which you use an actual tool. Let me see somebody's light.
a spear
With a couple of forks on them.
to stab the frog.
Those, to me, are kind of like cheating.
That's a frog, dude.
Y'all like this power move we just did right here?
Snake scarf.
But the way that we prefer to do it is grabbing.
I'm a texture guy, so I don't really like grabbing frogs.
You lay on the front of the boat, and if they're way up on the bank, then you drive the boat faster and run it up on the land.
Gotta be quick.
If you can catch one by hand, you've done it before.
That's the funnest way to frog hunt, is grabbing them with your hands, 100%.
But I'll do it for a good time.
Oh, wow. That's some lights, dude.
I'm not a fan of reaching down in the grass and grabbing frogs with my hands, so I told him to give me the bow. I can stab some fish with a bow.
Trying to put these jackets out of the way.
Stop it! Stop it! Oh! Stop it! Come on, y'all! Cut it out! Cut it out!
Hold on.
One shot, and they didn't know what to expect.
Here's what I say. Let them rest. We're gonna call it a night now.
Okay, I'll be honest, I got a little scared.
Didn't expect half of what went down to go down. It was an awesome time.
People almost falling out of the boat, bit by wild, crazy animals, but we did catch some frogs.
Like 1:30, 2 o'clock, we're headed to the house, get some sleep, got a race tomorrow, and then we're back at it.
Tomorrow night I will get a frog. I'll get 2. For sure, 2 frogs tomorrow night.
So we didn't get much sleep.
Slept for about 3 hours.
And everybody was kind of dragging a little bit. Everybody was super tired.
Oh man, we showed up out here. We didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm not what you would call in race condition right now.
Thanks to our boy Manny Fresh, we didn't have to load the bikes because he did them the night before.
So I didn't go with the guys on the first night. They want to stay out all night like they're 17 years old. You know, I got more important priorities like racing LACC on a Saturday.
On four-wheelers, of all things.
Been some mini races in my life, but never a Southern style race. I don't see a whole lot of similarities between desert racing and this race right here. I mean, it's dusty, and that's about it.
Being in a cross-country race, we have woods and trails, and it's tight, and you may go into the woods for 15 minutes and not come out until you come back out into a different part of the track. So
The bikes look totally different. We don't even call them bikes in desert racing. They're called quads or ATVs. Here, y'all are so weird, you call them bikes.
This is our opportunity to show them how we grew up racing and show them a little bit of our race history.
The racing out here is different. This place comes alive when there's mud.
DJ was really flying and caught the pro class.
DJ was actually keeping a really good pace and catching the front of the pack.
That competition between us is fierce.
What happens now is a whole lot more craziness. If it can get any wilder between last night, racing today, whole shot award, Manny winning.
First place, Manny Escobar.
As mentioned earlier, I was not 100% race mode. Well, now I'm 100% frog mode.
I gotta thank S3 Racing and S3 Powersports.
They ain't over with. It's actually just getting started. We're gonna have a ton of fun tonight.
Handlebars caved in, plastics destroyed. We're good.
So we went from breakfast, racing all day, straight back to the shop, picked up a boat.
And back out to the swamp we go. We wanted to get out there as early as we could so we could stay out there for as late as we could.
You know, we've been going all day racing in the heat, dust.
Everybody's running on fumes.
We had a jam-packed weekend, but as soon as we got on the water Saturday night, the whole pace changed. Friday night was wild. Saturday night, it was just chill.
Look at DH hanging off the front of it.
One thing the Baja Designs lights opened up for us on the boat is the opportunity to go bow fishing.
And when we got out there, man, the fish were going everywhere. There was fish flying to the left, flying to the right.
I was trying so hard to get a fish.
They was slinging the arrows, man, but they weren't hitting a thing one.
You'd think this would be way easier to do. Well, Manny just so happened to get hung up on one of these huge carp with the boat, and this dude pulled in an absolute monster when we were out there bow fishing. Manny, can you help us?
Oh, all right.
I saw one.
Manny got him.
Took a shot at it, missed.
It went over him, bro.
But that's just because I was sighting in my bow, you know what I mean? Second shot, I actually nailed it.
Yeah, we got it.
And I nailed a pretty good sized one.
You did?
Yeah.
Got him.
You know, I held it up there like a trophy, just kind of stunting right in front of their faces, let them know who's boss. Sometimes you just gotta let the professionals do it and let them take the shots and bring in the big fish, you know what I mean?
That's good eating, Manny. Being able to shoot these fish with a bow is a very difficult thing to do, and it's crazy how well these Baja Designs lights cut through the water so we go out there and have fun bow fishing too.
Doing things. Show him, D. Got him. Bro, you got that too. Got him. Get out of town. Yeah, looks like we got him.
We're finna change our game plan and catch us some frogs.
I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was.
I see him right there to the right. He went right behind it.
When I would go to catch it, they kept telling me, you gotta like squish it into the ground.
You had it.
So Jessica missed her first couple of ones, but once she finally got one, it was huge.
I knew that I was never gonna hear the end of it if I didn't catch a frog. All right, Jess, you gotta get this frog. This is your frog.
Did you get him?
No! And I dove in, and I grabbed it, and I pulled it up, and I was so happy.
Yes.
Finally!
And I didn't think she was gonna put the thing down. It became her trophy. Like she toted that thing around for hours while we were in the boat.
Get my mind right,
Yeah.
my head in the game,
Yes.
and I thought to myself, that's my frog, and I just dove in there and I got it.
You taking it home?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and take it home.
Jessica was talking some nonsense that she was gonna keep it and it was gonna be her pet.
I named him Prince Charming. I've seen a lot of girls carry chihuahuas around, and I thought that maybe I could just keep this frog as my pet, like he was my chihuahua. Like that.
She wouldn't throw it in the live well with the rest of the frogs. She wanted to carry it around, a bullfrog this big. I think at one point she said, well, I think the frog is starting to take to me because he's not squirming around and jumping anymore. So I can literally just hold him like this.
DH went to go pet his head. Prince Charming flinched.
And as soon as she did that, boom, he's back in the water.
Launched himself out of my hands and into the water, and he was gone.
He jumped out her hand, and I'm like, you see what you get?
And I remember just smacking DH in the arm and just being like, dude.
Maybe it was best that he got away from her.
Sad. I was very sad.
Not gonna call anyone out, but you know, yeah, Jessica's the reason that we didn't have enough to eat.
Tell them earlier when you were shooting at that garden, you missed, and it went down in the mud, and when you reeled it back up, what was it? Draws.
Where you pulled up some underwear?
It is the biggest underwear I've ever seen.
I think my favorite thing for the whole weekend was when Jessica caught her first frog because she tried so hard, man. She tried time and time again. Hopefully it was as crazy as they thought that it was going to be.
Looking at gators, trying to grab some frogs. It was an awesome time. The lights performed flawlessly, if I do say so myself.
Having Baja Design lights on the boat and being able to go out and see what you're doing is a big thing. So I would definitely do it again.
That's the way we do it in Louisiana. We put them outside their comfort zones. They were very receptive to it. They genuinely had a good time.
It was a solid weekend.
They fit right in with our group. They had a good time with us. But beyond that, I think Chris and Jessica want the opportunity to come back out and hang out again, man.
Oh, absolutely. In a heartbeat.
I'd love to come back if you guys would have me.
When's the next trip? I'll book my flight now.
I just feel so good.
All right, for a guy, he did a pretty good job at braiding my hair. But this isn't it. I had to redo it.
People at the gas station, they was wondering what we're doing. We told them. She thinks it's so outlandish and crazy that she's going live on Facebook to tell all her friends about it.
We get a shout out to Breaking Bread Church.
You were doing good. Hey, what are you doing? You're in a race.